Hey guys, it's Jake Mace, the vegan athlete. This is a very exciting video today because right now today, I'm gonna open up April's seed bank box right in front of you. We're gonna scatter these seeds in my garden and somebody else's garden. And then I'll come back to you guys with some updates of how the seed bank box seeds are growing in future episodes. And today we'll also, at the end of the video, we'll do an update of how the March seeds from the March's seed bank box are growing. So don't forget to watch all the way to the end. Before we start, please hit the like button for me. Hit the share button to get the word out there about gardening and growing your own food at home. And I'm hoping that the seed bank box is a way that will help you guys grow more of your own food at home. We can change the world one edible front and backyard at a time. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. And if you go to the channel, you'll find a couple playlists. One of them is called Seed Bank Box Videos. Go to the Seed Bank Box video and you can see all the videos I've made about the seed bank box planting since the beginning. I'm sorry this video wasn't out April 1st on April Fool's Day, but I'm just one guy putting these videos out for you guys. I don't have a whole entire team around me, and I've just had some personal things going on in my life this month that I had to focus on. And so this video is a couple weeks late, but I assure you that May's seed bank box video will be out more timely. Thank you for being patient with me. Here's the box. Seed bank box. Your monthly seed surprise. On the bottom, we always have the quote, "Let's change the world. Invest your dollars into your garden." And hashtag seed bank box if you guys post on social media, and go to seedbankbox.com. And here is YouTube. Search Jake Mace Garden. The coolest thing about the seed bank box is that the box itself should be kept inside your house. And this can be used as the storage box to keep your seeds organized. If you guys are like me, it's kind of hard to keep your seeds organized because if your significant other that lives with you doesn't garden like you do, they don't want to see your seeds thrown about in a mess. So if you guys keep all your seed bank boxes month by month, January, February, March, April, you can stack them one on top of the other and you can keep them organized month by month. Just take a pen. We left the space here blank for you. Take a marker or something and write the month that's appropriate for the current seed bank box. For instance, this one, I'll write April on there, and then I'll put it in the tower and make a tower in the corner of my kitchen in a cool, dry, and dark place. And that's the best environment for seeds to be preserved in. So let's open it right now. And as is customary for each seed bank box, as we open the box up here, it's done up very nice. It says, "It's garden time. Let's dig in." And this tissue paper, what I do with it is I take it and I compost it in my compost tumbler. And it's supposed to look like compost. It's supposed to look like dirt, as if you're going inside the seed bank box, digging through the dirt to find your seeds. So we're gonna remove the dirt. And if you guys can see right here, underneath there, on the top, as always, is my mission statement of the month. So every month, the mission statement will change, and that way you guys can get a little bit of a message from me, Jake Mace, and a little bit of gardening inspiration before you dig into your seeds. So let me read you guys the mission statement for this month's seed bank box. It says, "Message from Jake. Hello to all my gardening friends out there. In today's world, it's getting harder and harder to focus. Social media wants to trap you in an endless loop of distraction, such as videos, like on Facebook. I know you guys out there are like me. Everyone's sharing videos these days because Facebook has changed the algorithm to make you addicted to video. And then once you watch one, you get caught in a loop of 20 videos in a row. You can't escape. And then you're dumber when you get off Facebook, okay? So they want to keep you distracted with those videos. And they want to keep your attention span at about 10 to 15 seconds long. This is why gardening every day is so important. Gardening allows your body, your brain, and your spirit to focus once again. Focus on planting a fruit tree, or building your soil, or spreading wood chips, or growing a worm tower, or planting seeds, or pruning, and ultimately harvesting. 1 to 2 hours a day spent in your garden with no internet and no mobile phone allows us to regain our focus and become fully human again. And then below that, it says there's a custom video at youtube.com/veganathlete right now you can watch, and that's the video you guys are watching right now. So I just wrote the mission statement for May's seed bank box, and if you guys want to get in on this, and you don't want to miss out on May, you got to sign up at seedbankbox.com now. If you guys sign up one day after May 1st, you will be signing up for June's box. So you have to sign up before May 1st if you want May's Seed Bank box, because each month is different. And a special thanks to all those folks out there who have been members of the Seed Bank box from the beginning, from the very first month. Okay, here is the pile of seeds and information cards for April. Let's go through it. First seed here is in the blue package, kind of like a aqua blue package. And it is called the Asian bean, red leaf hyacinth bean. This one's incredible. The first person I saw growing this was my neighbor Jack down the way. And it thrives in the heat. And you gotta be careful because you wanna eat it when it's ripe. It's a vigorous growing vine, so it's gonna need to have a trellis. And the information says red leaf hyacinth bean is a fast growing climbing vine producing dark crimson red foliage and deep purple flowers. The bean pods are delicious when picked young. It is a beautiful addition to complement any garden on a trellis or a fence. Its flowers are beautiful and fragrant, attracting butterflies and hummingbirds. The next seed is in the orange envelope, and it's called the Autumn Beauty Sunflower. So one of my favorite sunflowers to grow. It can be grown in the fall in the Phoenix area as well as in the summer. And the card says all the colors of autumn are found in this edible beauty sunflower. Mixtures of red, gold, yellow, burgundy, rust, and orange intertwine in a wonderful melody of colorful blooms. These flowers are a favorite among painters and gardeners alike. It is easy to grow and offers blooms from the late summer all the way into fall. The next seed is in the green package, and this one's called the Chinese green noodle long bean. When I first planted these, I was so excited because I've lived in China and I go back there from time to time and I try my best to speak good Mandarin. And they a lot of times have this long noodle bean. It's common in stir fries and things like that, and so I was so happy to grow it in my garden. The next seed is in the purple envelope, and this one is the ping tongue eggplant, sometimes called the Japanese eggplant. I'm gonna tell you guys a secret with this one is that you don't need to plant a whole bunch of these plants, because one eggplant plant, or maybe two eggplants, is it eggplants or eggplant plants, is all you need. Because they're so productive, they give off so many fruits that one or two is all you need. The next seed is one of my favorites. It's in the dark envelope, and most of my friends love this one as well. It's called the Chocolate Beauty Pepper. For those of you in more mild climates than the Phoenix area, you guys can plant this in the summertime, but I found that these guys grow great in the Phoenix heat, so I'll be planting mine now. The next seed's in the red envelope, and this one is also one of my favorites that I never even knew existed, nor had I ever tried it before I started gardening. And that's often the case with most people. Most of the foods you'll grow in your garden, you will never have eaten before, and that's why gardening is so vitally important, because we're bombarding our system with new varieties of foods that the stores will never carry. So this one's called red Malabar spinach. And this is definitely a climbing spinach that needs a trellis to climb up, and it thrives in the summer heat, but I've noticed that the leaves will get bigger and more juicy if they have a little bit of shade help. So just because it can take the heat doesn't mean you have to obliterate it in full sun. Little Jake Mace tip on this one, once it goes to seed, the seeds get a dark purple color and are very juicy, and the dye of the dark juicy purple seed will stain your fingers, but it doesn't taste sweet. But it is good to eat because it's full of those juicy antioxidants. The next seed's in the olive colored envelope. You guys get two types of sunflowers this month because it's almost summertime. This one's called the Mammoth Gray Striped Sunflower. And my heart loves to grow this plant so much because it really does grow so big and so tall, and the heads are so enormous. It's one of the most satisfying plants to grow in your garden. Sunflowers are known to be able to suck toxins out of the earth and purify the ground. And they just produce a lot of seeds if you can guard them from the birds. So maybe once the head comes off and the seeds begin to form, put some sort of bird netting around it to block the birds, unless you're growing these purely for your birds, which a lot of folks do. If you want birds to stay away from your other stuff, maybe grow an abundance of the mammoth sunflowers to keep the birds at bay. And the last seed is really special. It's inside the clear package right here. And this one is 1,500-year-old Anasazi bean. I've also heard them called like cave beans or Grand Canyon beans, because the story goes that these were found in ruins inside a clay pot in the Grand Canyon. And this one's very special because it's like having a bit of history in your own front and your backyard garden. So if you guys want to grow beans, these guys look like little cows. They look kind of like cows with the little splotches. If you are interested in growing beans, this is a bush bean. It can grow in a bush, does not need a trellis to climb. But if you guys don't want to grow beans, but you have empty parts of your garden and you don't know what to plant in, plant these beans, because whenever you have pockets in your garden of unplanted areas, just put bean seeds in those pockets. And then when the plant grows up, take some pruners or scissors and cut the plant off, leave the roots in the soil, let them break down, and then the next season, that spot will be a great place to grow anything because the bean roots fix nitrogen. And then when you cut the plant, leave the roots in the soil, the nitrogen goes back into your soil and will help successive generations of plants that are planted there in that spot. So let's recap right now what we have for April's seed bank box. We have the Mammoth Sunflower, that's 1. We have the Autumn Beauty Sunflower, that's 2. We have the Hyacinth Red Bean, that's 3. We have the Red Malabar Spinach, that's 4. We have the Eggplant Ping Tongue Japanese Eggplant, that's 5. We have the Chocolate Beauty Sweet Pepper, that's 6. We have the Chinese Green Noodle Long Bean, that's 7. And we have the 1500-year-old Anasazi beans, that's 8. 8 varieties of seeds for you guys this month. Let's put them out in the garden. So I have the 2 beans from this month's seed bank box. I have the Hyacinth bean that needs a trellis to climb, and I have the cave beans, the Anasazi cave beans that look like brown cows. Hey now, brown cow. And I've got this trellis here that was supposed to be for the sugar snap peas, but ended up not being because we had a freak 2 weeks of weather a couple months ago here in the Phoenix area, and it got to the upper 90s. And the sugar snap peas didn't like that. So they did produce peas. I harvested 1 wave of sugar snap peas off of them and ate it. And then some of them went to seed. And now I have the sugar snap pea seeds that I can save for future months and plant them in the fall again. So sometimes you know you can't beat nature. It's just what happens. So instead of crying over spilled milk, I'm gonna use the trellising system I built earlier for these hyacinth beans. They look like this. They almost look like they have lips, or they're like a tang fish with that beautiful white stripe on them. So we're gonna throw these guys over here just about, I would say, 1/2 inch beneath the soil. Next I have the cave beans, and these are more of a bush bean. They don't want the trellis, they want to be like a bush shape. And this is a rule that I use all the time. If I have any open gaps in my garden, like you guys can see right now, there's some gaps here, here in the front, over here, and back here there's some gaps. I fill in all the gaps with bush beans, whether it's an edamame, whether it's a cow pea, maybe a black-eyed pea. No matter what the bean is, I put a bush bean in the gaps, and that way, in future seasons, that area will be more fertile. So I'm gonna put these guys also about 1/2 inch under the soil, same as the hyacinth bean. And I'll come back to you guys in future videos here with updates of how they're growing. Okay, this is an area of my garden that is kind of a dead area. I've got 4 bonanza peach trees here that are kind of young. The seed bank box raised bed you just saw is over there, right to my right. I got these 2 different varieties of sunflowers, and we're gonna try and experiment this time to see if these sunflowers can grow as companion plants to these bonanza peach trees and grow in a lot of wood chips. You guys can see these small ones are the autumn sunflower and these big ones are the mammoth sunflower. It's the end of a long day today, and I love my pond and my rescue koi because they each have names. They're like my kids, and I get to kind of finish my day relaxing next to the pond with the fish. We've got 4 more varieties of seeds to plant. The eggplant, ping tung Japanese eggplant, and the chocolate beauty sweet pepper should be treated like the same. They're both gonna be a bush. The eggplant should probably be 1 seed every 2 square feet, but the chocolate beauty pepper can probably be 1 seed every 8 inches or so. These 2 seeds, the red Malabar spinach, as well as the Chinese noodle bean, the long yard-long bean, need a trellis to climb. You gotta give them something to climb. And they like the heat, they can take it, in my experience, so plant them with something to climb. I don't need to spoon feed you guys every seed variety. Go forth into the world, my children, my treeple, my fruit tree people, and plant these seeds on your own and give me some feedback on Snapchat, Instagram, Jake Mace Tai Chi. Give me some feedback at the Urban Gardening in Arizona Facebook group of how you guys did. Somebody out there sent me a picture or a video of their yellow pear cherry tomatoes they grew hydroponically in a greenhouse that are just, they look so good. They look amazing. So I love getting feedback from you guys of how you're growing and your seed bank box success. You guys, I can't wait to show you how the future of my garden is growing with the seed bank box seeds. Let's feed these guys. Have a great rest of April. So if you want to get in there last minute and order the May seed bank box, go to seedbankbox.com right now and sign up. Guys, thanks for joining me. I love all the people out there, you fruit tree people. Go vegan, grow your food at home, and I'll see you guys back here next time in my yard, maybe somebody else's yard, maybe a vegan restaurant, maybe somebody's kitchen for the next video.